Alright, for today's drawing we're going to focus on the hatch command. The hatch command allows you to fill in objects with either a pattern or a solid fill. Let's go ahead and start our drawing, and as we always do, type in Z enter, A enter, and make sure that your grid is off. You can always check your coordinates by looking up over here, and you should be about the size of a sheet of paper. For us to fill in an object, we need an object to be completely closed in. If I were to draw my box without actually doing my C enter to close, I would have this open gap over here in this top corner. If I tried to fill in that object, my fill would end up bleeding out of this opening, and it would go anywhere and everywhere because this sheet of paper goes infinitely in every direction. So what we really want to do is just draw an object that's always closed. The easiest one is going to be a rectangle up here. The rectangle tool is brand new. What you do is select the rectangle tool and you click on 2 points where you want that rectangle to go. So 1 point in the top corner, 1 point wherever you want it to place, and what happens is it fills in nice vertical straight up and down lines of a rectangle that is fully closed. Now the rectangle command is different than if we were drawing our lines, even if we tried to make them nice and straight with the C close technique, because with the lines we get individual objects. Well, the rectangle command is one object. It's kind of associated with itself. It's grouped together. With using the rectangle tool, go ahead and draw yourself 3 rectangles across the top. Again, you can hit the space bar or enter key to start it again. And let's give ourselves 3 rectangles across the bottom. A total of 6. The command that we're going to be filling these in with is the hatch command. It is found right up here next to arc. It fills in an enclosed area or selected objects with a hatch pattern or fill. And again, our command line is going to be our best friend in using this new tool. I'm going to select hatch. It changes my top tab over to this hatch creation tab. There's a lot of options that we can do. The most important thing though is to come down here and read my command line. It says for me to pick an internal point. Well, I'm just going to choose inside of this first rectangle. I got to pick it once. Up here we have our patterns. We have a little scroll wheel where we can kind of go through them, or below we have this extra key where we can drop them down. The first option is solid. We have angle, ANSI 31, 32, all of these other things. The pattern I would like you to find is stars. It's all the way down here on the bottom. It is alphabetical order, so choose stars. I want to change the color of my hatch pattern, and that's going to be this bi-layer found right here. Drop it down, and to me, stars are on fire. Let's go ahead and choose the color red. To finish this hatch pattern, I can either hit space, enter, or close hatch creation. Go ahead and close that hatch. This hatch filled in our full rectangle. If we hover over any of the lines, we can select it. It then brings up my properties. I could change the pattern if I'd like to, but we're going to keep it the red stars. I'm going to hit escape. Let's go ahead and start the hatch pattern again for the second box. Hatch, click inside the second box, drop down our list, and I want to scroll up this time and find the pattern honey. Honey is like a honeycomb, and to me, honey is like a nice yellow amber color. Let's go ahead and change it to color number 2, or the second one on the index list, to yellow. And again, close your hatch creation. For the third box, I want to put in one called Escher. So I'm going to do hatch. I'm going to drop this. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to go click inside the box. I'm going to then drop this down and find Escher, E-S-C-H-E-R. And I'm going to make Escher cyan. Escher is a famous artist. I'm going to zoom a window around my box. He drew things that couldn't exist in real life, but only existed on paper. Here we have a series of cubes with these, I guess, rectangular prisms sticking in and out of them. And if you look closely at them, they can't exist in real life. If I look at this cube, I have a prism coming out of the bottom, going to the top of this, then going out of the back, going into the front of this one, and then magically somehow it goes to the left and goes back into something that is above and in front of it. It doesn't work in real life. M.C. Escher is his name. I'm going to Z enter A enter so I can look back at my different 6 boxes, and we'll go ahead and put a hatch pattern in this fourth one. So hatch, click inside of here. I'm going to find the hatch pattern called gravel, G-R-A-V-E-L, gravel. And I'm going to make this one color number 8. If I drop down cyan, I look at my index colors and I bring it over here, we have one called color number 8. Whenever we do gravel, if it's going to be crushed gravel underneath a concrete pad, if it's going to be a gravel walkway, if it's going to be foundation, we use color number 8, gravel. Go ahead and hit escape. For your last 2 boxes and what I'm going to be checking tomorrow, I want you to put in a hatch of your choice and color it any color of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and click on here and I'm going to choose Architectural Brick Standard. You don't have to, but it's A-R-B-R-S-T-D, Architectural Brick Standard. Now it doesn't look like that hatch pattern, and that's because my hatch is much larger than my actual rectangle. So I'm going to come over here to the scale and I'm going to scale it down. I can either drop it down by using these numbers. I can type in a scale of say 0.5 and hit enter. I think I might need to even go smaller at 0.25 for me to see my bricks. A-R-B-R-S-T-D. I'm going to make my bricks magenta and hit escape. For my last box, I don't know what I'll choose. Some of you are trying to figure out how to make it solid, a solid color. Maybe I'll just choose it solid and we'll go blue. Whatever you choose, make your 2 anything of your choice. After you have done that, I want you to save your drawing. We're going to save it in our CAD folder. So if you drop down your A, choose save. You're going to have to drop down your documents, and like we did yesterday, find your H drive. Mine isn't on here as my H drive, but you're going to find your H drive and your CAD folder, and I want you to save the drawing as hatch, H-A-T-C-H, hatch. When you are done with this drawing and you've saved it, either create another funny face, create more hatches, practice any of the other commands that we have done, do some arrays, try rectangular arrays, polar arrays, use the circle command, arc, rectangle, spline, donut, line, or even new commands, and try to figure out some new things about AutoCAD. I'll be checking this drawing tomorrow. Make sure that it is saved so you can get credit.